Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis, here with my lovely co-host. We have
Brazil.
Brazil. Hi, Brazil.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm actually kind of tired. I woke up earlier than I wanted to wake up, but other than that, I am ready to go deep into Love Island Season 2 USA episode is 22. Is this your first time on Reality Realness? Well, then welcome. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could please help us out by subscribing right down below. It honestly, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be contacting different reality TV stars or not stars and see if they'll come on and chat with us. So I just wanted to have some people behind me supporting me that will, the potential celebrity guest will want to be speaking in front of. So please help me to 1,000 subscribers. Help us, please. Also, we want to discuss or bring up, well, I guess it could come up maybe later in the episode. Do you want to talk about it now or later, Brazil?
We can tie it in later.
Okay, we're going to tie it in later. So never mind. We start the episode. It does the little recap as usual. And then we see Carrington actually smiling when Connor picked Moira. Crack on her mug off for this decision. Hi, Jaquan.
Hi, Jaquan. For Connor picking Moira?
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds, crack on.
It's a crack on for me too, because I just, Mackenzie's just such a drain that I was just pleased that, he's grown up, he's matured enough to know that he can say no to Mackenzie and he can do something for himself. So I really felt that there was some growth in Connor enough for him to say what he wanted.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so crack on or mug off that Mackenzie ended up standing there by herself.
Crack on. She needs to know.
That's true. But I did feel a little bit bad that in the beginning of Connor's speech, it did sound like he could have been talking about Mackenzie. I'm sure that producers or somebody helped him write it that way, because I just don't feel as though Connor would have done it that, we'll say, vindictively.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely, I felt for her in that moment because, standing up there, being last pick with all these guys, I don't know, it wouldn't have been a good feeling.
No, but she had to have known that was coming.
And at least she did kind of talk to Aaron before, so
yeah,
being an option. I mean, maybe she just did the pair configurations, and so she realized that, Aaron's probably going to be picking her, but I felt bad. I did. You're just standing there so sheepishly. So who was Caleb talking to? Caleb was saying talking to Aaron. So Caleb was talking to Aaron saying that, Mackenzie's good side is really good, that she can be really, really sweet. And so to keep on focusing on that part of Mackenzie. And that is true. The reason why Mackenzie is so codependent is probably because she's had some really negative experiences in her life. So she's not a horrible person. She just doesn't really know how to deal with her feelings in a relationship. Jaquan says, Connor texts Lauren to help him with that speech.
Probably,
considering he can't seem to form a sentence without the help of a counselor or something.
Needed to rehearse it. No, I think it was good what Caleb was saying. Just block out everything that people are going to be saying about her and just kind of, focus on her himself and make his own decisions that way. So I thought that was actually pretty sound advice.
Yeah, for sure. Well, in my opinion. And we obviously love any advice that Caleb gets. And this episode was Caleb's coming out party, because if you weren't obsessed with Caleb before, you would be obsessed with him after this episode, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Jaquan, are you obsessed with Caleb after this episode?
Probably made Jaquan more obsessed with Johnny.
No, I don't think so.
Jaquan loves Johnny.
I know.
I do too.
Hi, Sierra. Thanks
Hi,
for
Sierra.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like Caleb is hilarious.
I'm
He was cracking me up last night.
Aquarius. Funny. Funny. Hi, Hannah. How are you? I don't think Connor and Moira are a good fit, and I actually like him and Mackenzie together. Well, Hannah, why do you like them together? I mean, is it because you like the drama? You like, people whining and crying? Like, what is it about their relationship that you enjoy? Because me personally, like, I can get behind people wanting to be together for sure, but I find that I don't think that she brings out the best in him. I don't think that he brings out the best in her. And that's one of the reasons why I don't appreciate them being in a coupling together. I just find it's like she just turns into somebody that I just don't really like. What about you?
Same. Like I started to actually like her once they were apart at Casa More, and I just started to see those same qualities come back once he came back. So.
And even with Moira and Connor together, like Moira herself, I don't really care for. But I think that they might be okay because Moira doesn't really have that big of a personality, and same with Connor. So I think that they could just be like just laying down and like talking about nonsense. Like, they won't have a very dynamic relationship, but I think that they would get along pretty well.
As friends.
Yeah, as friends, and then maybe something more because they're both attractive people.
Yeah.
Quan says, I enjoyed Caleb last night, a different side of him that they showed. I can't get mad. Yes, Jaquan.
Welcome to the Caleb Kool-Aid.
Hannah says, I feel like it's the environment that they are in making things worse. Yes, of course, like Love Island is we don't really know what that experience is like. It's going to be very different. Obviously, emotions are going to be heightened. But all I can say is that when when Connor is with Mackenzie, that the heightened relationship, I don't care for. And I don't think that it's good for either their mental health. Like he makes her spiral out of control and like is so needy and desperate and like and grasping at straws and running away and crying and like that's not really good for her well-being. And same with him feeling like, oh my God, I'm always doing something wrong. I always have to go after and make sure that I'm saying the right thing and doing the right thing. And that I just don't think that they fit well enough, especially in this dynamic, for them to be pursuing a relationship together. What do you say, girl?
It seems to be, a bit more detrimental to their health than beneficial. So at the end of the day.
Jaquan says Moira got saved because she was with Connor. Mm-hmm. I mean, or there was like another mistake with that voting because I didn't feel as though Connor was that much of a draw. What about you? Did you
I think they did a good job the last couple episodes making people pretty empathetic to him. I mean, having him bring Gus down the stairs, having him come in single, she's paired up with someone, like that's going to pull on anyone's heartstrings. So
good point. Fair. Hi, Vera. How are you? So I'm low-key happy that Benny is choosing to pursue Sally. This might lead to the truth of what John did at Casa More. Yes, we will go probably very deep down that date spiral. I'm very excited, but we have like probably 6 pages of notes till we get to that date. But we will talk about that a lot more, Vera. Don't you worry.
And I agree with you, Vera.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. Oh, there's so much to speculate. Jaquan says, I didn't say all that.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid and you know it.
You're going to love Caleb and Justine soon. Jaquan also says, Vera, it's good for the show, but it seems like Johnny was about to be James 2.0 in the trailer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lordy, oh, lordy, oh, lordy. So like Aaron and Mackenzie have their first kind of little coupled up chat. And they are a match elementally. So he's air, she's fire, that works together. But they were sitting as far as you could possibly get away from each other on the couch, that if we're looking at their body language, we'd have to say that they aren't vibing each other. Do you think it's on both of their ends, or why do you think what do you think is going on then? Yeah.
I think he was just stuck picking her. I mean, he couldn't even laugh, or he couldn't like stop laughing after the first conversation they had about potentially pairing up. And he even said, "I got stuck with Mackenzie." He didn't say I'm coupled up with Mackenzie. He said I got stuck with Mackenzie. And what was she talking about in the conversation?
I don't know, herself.
Connor.
Yeah, like she needs to know that nobody wants to hear you talk about your ex-boyfriend ever.
She's so stuck up on that speech that he gave, and him saying that he did it to purposefully hurt her, to make her think that he was going to choose her, and he ended up choosing Moira. I think she's so unaware of how she portrays herself. Like she doesn't, I feel like she's never asking anyone else how they are. It's pretty much always
what happened to me. Look what happened to me. Look what he did to me. How
mm-hmm.
feel. Look what, like, I've been so good and open and honest and like we communicate, but look what he did to me. Look what he did to me. It's just like, oh my God, start looking what you did to this situation, you know? That's what gets really draining for me is when people don't take any responsibility for their actions. Like, yes, he may have said something that was, in your opinion, to be offensive or rude or malicious even. But what part did she have in this dynamic? You know what I mean? Like she needs to start doing a little bit more self-reflection because that's what makes her be toxic, in my opinion, within seemingly most relationships.
And it's okay, like, to be wrong. Huh?
Someone is calling me. Frack. Okie dokie. I'm like, why is this going off?
It's okay to be wrong. Like, it's okay to admit that, like, she was in the wrong in a certain situation.
Hi, Blaine. How are you?
Hi, Blaine.
We're going to be able to do the challenge today, Blaine. I think we're going to have to do it tomorrow, but we will be still covering episode 10, 11, and 12 of the challenge tomorrow, or of the duel, just so you know. Sorry, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just saying, like, I don't think she realizes it's okay to, like, be wrong or, like, admit that she was wrong. Like, I don't think she'll ever admit that. And it's okay to do that. It just shows that you're secure in yourself and, like, you fucked up, you made a bad decision, or you reacted a way you shouldn't have that affected something else. Like, it's just being human. And I don't think
she feels as though if she says that she was wrong, like did something wrong, that she is like looks stupid, or like she's like, you know, she just won't have anybody to blame but herself. And I think that she doesn't like that idea. And I think she thinks it makes her look small or stupid. You know what I mean?
And it actually does quite the opposite.
Exactly the opposite. So within the same, talking about the same conversation or the same recoupling speech that Connor made, Moira loved it. So how, you know, different perspectives on the same speech, being that, you know, Moira enjoyed this. So what do you think of their first interaction as a couple?
Moira enjoys any attention, so.
Right.
Like she could know that Connor didn't write that speech and she still would have enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. She'd just be like, "Oh, I love it. Thank you."
It was such a breath of fresh air.
She only says the only line she like rehearsed from when she came on the show. Jaquan says, on the app, Vote Gus was voted number 1 of who the fan was going to miss most. Is that actually true, Jaquan? I didn't see the fan vote.
I honestly fell asleep right after the episode, so I didn't do the voting. But I can bring up the results of everything.
Sure, that's really funny.
I guarantee you that's true.
I like Gus though as like another Islander. I think it's really cute. Mackenzie was voted number 4. That's brutal. Okay, so you probably are telling the truth with that then. Sorry. Also doing my groceries. So Kirsten and Calvin have a conversation. And so Calvin's kind of saying, or both of them are kind of saying that, you know, they wish that they started to get to know each other a little bit sooner. And like, you wish that he had done that. How are you feeling about this partnership. They had 2 kisses, but she does something interesting. I don't know if it's because she doesn't want to kiss on television or this is just her style, but she always does like 1 or 2 kiss, and then she pulls away and like does something like, like she's like, oh, my drink, or like she just does something weird after.
Kirsten?
Like, yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Like she'll like kiss, and then just like break off and like move her head.
Maybe she's like just letting him know like no more. Like,
well, yeah, she is, but like it's not like they're getting super deep and passionate, and like it's just, I don't know. I find it definitely is abrupt.
I'm gonna have to look for that next time.
Well, I'll try to find you later on so you can see that.
Yeah.
What do you think about their chemistry?
What chemistry?
Okay, is that your answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you think about Mackenzie not being happy, or being happy that Kirsten decided not to go for Jalen?
I think she would have been pissed that if Jalen did pick her, because that kind of she would have been right in that sense, and I don't think she wanted to be right that he was actually like going after Kirsten. But she didn't get the choice. Like Calvin picked her. What's she gonna do? Say no?
No, I know, but I'm saying that like I think that was partially Mackenzie definitely didn't want her to go after Jalen because she definitely has those frenemy things with all these girls. Like she doesn't want any girls to get a guy that she wanted to get. Like that's like I think it's very good that in the end, spoiler alert, Mackenzie's out of the villa, because I think that she would have been coming for Moira. Like she would be sabotaging. Like there's no way she'd be letting that happen, in my opinion.
I agree. There's no way.
So I thought this was an interesting conversation that Justine started talking to Mackenzie, just about how she felt it might have been too soon for Mackenzie to be going to Connor with her problems about Jalen. What did you think about Justine taking this role now of maybe the women's counselor for the relationships? And also, what do you think about the fact that Mackenzie went to Connor with like this, ex-boyfriend stuff?
I obviously think it was a mug off that she went to Connor about Jalen. I think that's awful to do. But she was doing it for a different purpose, right? She was doing it like to make Connor want her again or want her more. And it backfired. And I think she needed to hear it. Like, I don't think any of the girls were really being truthful to her. And I think Justine was the only one that kind of did step up and say that. And it was something she did need to hear because, I mean, not that it ended up mattering. She continues to do it throughout the entire episode, but I don't know. I would have wanted to hear that.
You would have?
Yeah, like if I was doing that, I clearly wouldn't be in the right mindset, and I would want to be put in check.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just, it wouldn't be something that I would do. Like, I would not be, okay, if I was doing it, it would be a calculated move that I would want them to feel a certain type of way. And that I was doing that to make them, it would be emotionally manipulative if I were to do it. You know what I mean? And be like, I want him to feel something. I want him to either feel jealousy. I want him to either feel like rage or something. So I'm going to tell him about the problems that I'm having with my ex, so that he'll also feel sorry for me, maybe. So I didn't like it at all. I'm happy that Justine called it out, but I just didn't know that she was like that role with Mackenzie to be able to call her out and tell her these things. And so it happens a couple of times this episode, and I was like, interesting.
I think because Justine is such good friends with Connor that she's kind of, her loyalties lie with Connor more so. And I think she's trying to protect him more than she's trying to, I don't know, like Mackenzie probably sees it as like her being a good friend, and she is being a good friend, but I think her intention is more so to help Connor.
Yeah. But then a little bit later, I don't even know if it's the same conversation now, she tells Mackenzie that Connor still has feelings for her. So
because I think Mackenzie got upset at like what Justine was kind of saying. And then so I think Justine was like, fuck, I gotta like fix this. And I think she started to explain more of the reason why she did say what she had just said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about telling her that Connor still has feelings for her, because then I think it made Mackenzie spiral a bit more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, if Mackenzie is still maybe looking to have a relationship or something like that with Connor, she's going to want to hear that. And so she will put her foot in the way of him getting to know Moira if she's still in the house, if that's a possibility. Because I think that, we learn a little bit later on as well that she would be happily have gone back with Connor if he had chosen her in that moment. And so I wasn't sure the motive really for Justin, if it was good for her to be telling her that right now.
I think she thought more highly of Mackenzie than she should have in that situation, that Mackenzie wouldn't act the way she did after. But so maybe she thought she would take it better and not do what she ended up doing.
Yeah. So Justine was having a bit of a moment. I don't know what the timeline was, and she goes up to that the sipping tea spot, and she's kind of having a little bit of a cry, missing her family. And then Caleb comes up the stairs. He says, "Hey, Shorty."
Hey, Shorty. Oh my God.
Crack on or a mug off.
Crack on.
Crack on. I am thinking right now that Justine is worried about being too passionate on camera, because I was really trying to see that kiss that they had there. I was like looking and I'm trying to see it. It's like, it was never an angle where I can actually just see if there's some passion there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But all around, I like this moment.
Wow. You guys are both drinking the Kool-Aid. Welcome.
I like Caleb a lot. But I still don't see the sparks yet. I'm trying. Okay. Kirsten was doing the same thing with Carrington until Lauren came in. Doing what same thing?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Just probably like letting people. I don't remember what we're talking about there, Jaquan. Sorry. Clarify, please. What else happened? Oh my God, so much did. So Kirsten and Calvin were talking about their sleep the night before, and that, they were tossing and turning. She was tossing and turning, and he woke up a few times, and like they're just kind of like flirting about sleeping in the same bed together. Crack on or mug off this scenario.
Mug off. He's so weird.
Oh. This is yes. You are correct, Jaquan. So the two little kisses and then pull off. She totally did that with Carrington. I always thought it was really weird. It's like, can you just kiss him normally? I don't know. Like, do you have to like just do this? So you noticed it as well, Jaquan.
I don't know. I haven't noticed. I'll look for it now.
It's so obvious, in my opinion. So, oh my gosh, Mackenzie obviously wants to talk more about Connor, and this time she wants to talk to Moira about Connor. What do you think about her targeting her best friend in the villa to talk about her best friend's new coupling that happens to be her ex?
Emotionally manipulative?
Check. Like, legit. I don't know. I know she's hurt. I know she wants like Connor. I know that she gets gratification from men, probably, and women, but kind of adoring her and like making her be in the center of their world. I get that she needs that sort of validation. But like, I also don't get when somebody completely doesn't see like the fact that this is awkward and uncomfortable for Moira. Like, Moira wasn't looking that, in my opinion, that receptive and like, oh yeah. Like, she was looking like
her eyes are about to pop out of her head. She's like, yeah.
And she even said, so the things that Moira, we just talked about, like making her feel good that Connor says, Mackenzie's bringing up that, oh my God, well, I thought that, you know, he was talking to me when he was saying these things, and she thought that was really hurtful that he was doing that to. So it's kind of like negating the entire thing that he said to Moira, because she wants Moira to believe that it was just all said to take a jab at Mackenzie. So what do you think about this theory?
I 100% agree with it. It was just very transparent, and yeah.
Hi, Deja. How are you? Moira's eyes during that conversation had me laughing. Yes.
They were literally about to pop out.
I also think that Moira doesn't wear eyelashes a lot because she does a lot of blinking things, like whenever she starts talking. And I think it's because like she's not used to the weight of like lashes.
Maybe. Yeah, she blinked. Yeah, like I was watching her listen to someone, and she was like blinking like a million times.
Oh, Jaquan says the first look is out. Okay, we will definitely take a look at the first look shortly. Sorry, I cut you off. Continue. Oh, I just saw it.
I forgot what I was talking about.
We were in that conversation and about the fact that, you know, she was negating what was said to Moira as a jab at Mackenzie.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh no, jab at Moira, right?
Well, that what Connor said to Moira,
yeah,
jab at Mackenzie.
Oh no, it does negate Moira's feelings about it, because she now, whether or not she believes it, Mackenzie's telling her it was about me. It was about me. He was purposefully trying to hurt me, not make you happy. So she was kind of telling her, without telling her, that nothing he said was about you. So good best friend there.
A little bit Mean Girls to me.
Mm-hmm.
She does say though that she's going to keep her distance from Connor.
Okay, please do.
But it's kind of like a threat, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, now like I can't even talk to my best friend or my ex-boyfriend. Like I'm just gonna like avoid both of them and like be sitting by myself. She's such an attention seeker. It's annoying. Moira saw through Mackenzie's B. That's why she was blinking, probably. Yes, Jaquan. I actually do think that Moira was pretty clear that she could see that Mackenzie was just being a little bit manipulative in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, Moira even says it. It was probably in the confessional that she thinks that Mackenzie is being selfish. And I think that's really true, too. It's like Mackenzie just needs to have all the guys after her. She needs to have her own picking of who she wants. Like, it just has to be all about her, I find. Do you agree?
Yeah, she'd be real good at The Bachelorette.
Yeah. Well, maybe not, though, because it seems like she loved getting locked in on Connor without, like, wanting to explore anybody else, you know?
No, she wouldn't actually be good. It's just, at least all the guys would be giving her attention.
Yes. I mean, she would probably enjoy it, but she would I feel like she would develop maybe stronger feelings for multiple people and have just, like, a lot of different crying fests, and, like, I don't think she could juggle that very well. It would be hard for most people, and for her, I think especially hard. This was one of my favorite parts of the episode. The girls decide to pull a prank on the boys. So I don't know if they actually came up with this idea or if the producers were like, play a prank, do something silly. But they go into the boys' changing room and they decided to TP the entire change room. What do you think about this? And what did you think about the songs that they started singing with the toilet papering, et cetera, et cetera?
The toilet paper ladies, or what they call themselves? No, I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, I loved it. They're just having fun.
No, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed them having fun as well. This is when they were starting to sing, though. No, or am I thinking of somewhere else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was.
So it was really funny because Brazil and I got into differences of opinion yesterday on the recap, and I was being quite impassioned, mostly due to the fact that I've grown up working in film, television, and entertainment industry. So I can understand when, people are always kind of questioning your actions as to being fame thirsty or wanting to do something just to get clout. And yes, people do that. And like, and you know, I think that they give people that are kind of genuine about just that's how they interact with their own life. And so I was just trying to make the point is that like, if I wouldn't be surprised if music is so much part of Sally's life that she might use that to express her feelings for Johnny at the final recoupling ceremony. And so Brazil didn't feel, she thought that if she was doing that, well, you can say what you felt. I don't want to paraphrase for you.
Oh, no, I just like initially said it would be fake. It would seem fake to me if she were to do that. But she hasn't done it. I mean, like, I think I was telling Chantele yesterday, I think it's easier to think, or what question did you ask me? That,
Oh, I said, like, you know, if she decided to paint a painting of Johnny to express her love for him, like, would you have the same feeling as if she expressed a song?
Yeah, and I think it's easier for me, just because I've seen it before, easier for me to think that people are like using one platform for another, or that being the sole reason that they come on a show to like have a platform, just because it has happened before, and like singing is the easiest, not easiest, but the easiest way to portray that, because you can just sing out of nowhere, but like you can't like ask for like an easel and paintbrushes and a canvas and all that. So yeah, but I didn't grow up in the arts, and I don't really have any friends that did either. So yeah, but I could see like what Chantele was saying.
Yes, I did. I do feel that what I said came off harshly, but it was because I was impassioned by I've lived this life. I am always being judged by my intentions. Like, anyways, and so we were laughing at like this was the first time in the whole series so far that Sally was doing any sort of singing.
Right.
So I was laughing. We were watching it together, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like just singing. Like obviously, I don't think she's singing for clout. Like I think that I sing and hum and like whatever, make up songs and limericks or whatever. Like that's something that I do as a person that enjoys expressing myself creatively. And so I just found it very funny that this was the first time now, right after we had this conversation, basically, that, you know, Sally was expressing herself creatively. And so I just wanted to point out that I apologize to Brazil. I'll do it even now. I'm sorry, Brazil, that I came off maybe rudely, harshly, maybe not considerate of Brazil's perspective. I was just really impassioned. So I'm sorry that it wasn't necessarily considerate in how I expressed how I was feeling about our differences of opinion. So
yeah,
I say that.
no, don't feel bad. No, yeah, and I also apologize for also being. Yeah, it's just an area I'm not familiar with. So
I know, and I'm like, that's a scenario only I'm familiar with. You know, it's like definitely a different life growing up in the arts. Jaquan says Moira would love being on The Bachelorette more.
She'd pick all of them. She would give them all roses.
But she'd be so boring.
She'd have the same date. She's like, oh my gosh.
For me, she doesn't bring any interesting things to the table. Like she's just boring. Oh, but beforehand though, I did like when Johnny went to see the prank. Like I felt that he was like, it made him smile. Like he enjoyed the fact that the girls got him and like called the guys in, and the guys kind of like saw what they did. And I don't know who it was, but probably Calvin just like took it all down. I was like, leave it. You guys should like have done like, you know, in what's it called when they go through the laser beam.
Oh, yeah. Jalen just like walked through it all, like straight face, like being a poor sport.
I would have definitely used as an opportunity to play some sort of game.
Yeah.
Ooh, the first look got them tweets. Yes, I want to see them.
Should we watch it?
Let's get further into this. Sally is really talented. Yes, I really love seeing. I also was wanting to be supportive of her as well, because like she has just only a few videos up on YouTube, and it shows that, in my opinion, she has a really beautiful and really great voice. And so, you know, I know that her and Johnny also were bonding over music stuff. And so we've seen Johnny do the J&J jingles. And now we've heard her sing on the show just a little bit, just like, being silly. And so I still wouldn't be surprised if they did a little something, a little duet. But if they don't, I get it. I can also see why someone would think it was for clout, but it would be part of their life. You know what I mean? It would be part of what they are bonding on a little bit. It's what they appreciate a little bit about each other too, is like, the music element. And so I beg to differ that just because this is a dating show, that both of their passions can't come through within the experience. But it's like the fact that it's on TV is why they're not allowed to express their creativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
What are we else? Yeah, I even wrote it here. I didn't even notice it yet. I can't believe that they're singing in this episode. It's so funny.
It was pretty ironic.
So Laurel and Carrington are debating what this. Oh, okay. So yeah, they were outside. So I was thinking Kirsten. I'm like, what? Kirsten and Carrington on the bed? So they were outside on like the day bed, and they're kind of debating like what side they wanted to sleep on and or sit on or whatnot. Like, what do you think about their relationship and how it's been unfolding?
I like it. I don't know much about it. I don't know what they share. They have to share a lot in common. I just still don't know much about her. I know enough about Carrington. But I mean, I know they work well together. And I think they seem to be happy together. So.
Exactly. And so I think it was last episode, Kirsten was like kind of upset that they've been touchy-feely and stuff like that. But I think it's just because they actually really enjoy getting to know each other. And I think they're both a little bit surprised by the fact that they are into each other as much as they are. Laurel has been saying many times, like, he's being so nice to me. He's like so sweet, like, and she's seeing another side of him. We're all seeing another side of him. The whole villa is seeing another side of him. And so that's what I say, like, when chemistry happens, like, that's what happens, is people feel inclined to do things that are out of their typical character to make the other person feel good. And so I really like seeing the version of Carrington that was like, oh, like, I'm so cool, like, alpha male, blah, blah. And now we're getting to see that, like, he wants Laurel to feel good. And I like seeing that about him.
I do too. Yeah. It's definitely a different side.
Definitely.
I like this side more.
Okay, I have two things about this next conversation. So Kirsten was talking with, I'm assuming, Calvin, about her tattoos and how much. Is Calvin from Texas as well?
Mm-hmm.
And how much she loved Texas. But she was also saying that she's from a military family and law enforcement. What did you think about this? Did you make any sort of judgments on Kirsten or her background, or what were your thoughts when you heard that?
It explains a little bit more why she was like so into Carrington, because like I don't think I have any friends that have a military background. So finding someone like that and like having their families would obviously get along. So I think she was like really thinking into that aspect of it. I did not know that about her, but it explains a little bit more to me why she's still a little bit hung up on Carrington, because just sharing that is like something that's pretty rare.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it made a little bit more sense to me.
It definitely made more sense to me as well. She has mentioned it briefly before. And so then I was also thinking that she is most likely a Republican, which was my other interesting thought about that situation.
I mean, I kind of thought that a little bit just for being from Texas. I mean, there are like, I'm sure liberal people in Texas, but yeah, but she's a bartender. I mean, like taxes wise, bartending here is
that would make sense too.
Yeah, I mean, you get them all back at the end of the year if you do your taxes right, but yeah, your paycheck is non-existent when you're bartending. Like, I would work 80 hours on a paycheck, and my paycheck would be $120.
Oh.
So it's literally only tips that you make. So
wow.
Yeah, people wonder why we're so adamant about getting tips here.
Well, I mean, it's similar in Canada, but it's basically there is a minimum wage for bartenders and servers. So I think it's like $12 an hour, I think, or $12.10. And so that gets your normal taxing on it. I don't know what the percentage is or whatnot. And then you can claim what you want for tips.
We had to claim.
It's supposed to be, you're supposed to claim like 8 to 12 or 12% is kind of what they recommend. But I would say most people are a little bit more flexible in those numbers.
Yeah, no, we claimed roughly like 12%. And then I didn't, none of the cash tips we claimed. Oops.
So Sally has a conversation with Johnny. We haven't seen them talk really, like have like an in-depth conversation in a little while. So Sally's talking about how she misses her mom. And they were really talking about like meeting each other's family a little bit more. She was saying that there's 16 of us. So does she live in the same house with all the other 15 people? Or was she saying like that's like one of the family homes? It has 16 people within it.
I think she said her mom lives with her aunt and that there's 16 of them.
Does she live also?
I don't know. I'm just judging by her YouTube videos. I don't think so. I think she probably lives with her sister, maybe. But I could see like her brother's living there, and then her aunt's kids, and then she did say her cousin. So
abuelo. She does say though that her brothers are probably obsessed with him, and I'm thinking her brothers probably want to fight him right now, I was like, oh, don't say these things out loud, Sally, because the more that she says it, the more they start getting worried that this relationship is not going to work anymore,
Yeah, no, they're not obsessed.
And she says, she's like, hopefully I get to come out of this with you. And he kind of looks at her and is like, no, you know that's like you're going to be coming out of this with me. And like he was really like making that firm. And so I know there's like a lot of speculation on whether or not he's playing a game or not. I do think that he wants to be in a relationship with her. What do you think about how he was reacting here?
Johnny's giving me weird vibes this episode, like overall. I think it's just it reminds me of like an ex that like before I knew he cheated, he was getting like all crazy like that, and I was like, what is your deal? Why are you acting like that? And I think it's like when he's insecure about something he had done, and then any little thing that she says that he normally would have taken as a joke or like, you know what I mean, he's like gets all serious about it and like kind of firm. So I think his insecurity is showing a little bit. Like he's not the confident Johnny that he walked in as, and it's very apparent.
Now, okay, so why do you think though? Like, so for someone then, if he's like some big playboy that's playing some big game that like goes to Casa Amor, decides to screw around, have footage that can't be shown on TV, and then say that he's going to go back to Sally, but like really he's like been such a shitty person. Like, why do you think he's being insecure now?
Because he knows it's going to come out, and I think he knows that she's not gonna feel the same. Like I think they'll like stay together and work through it. And I think he does want to stay with her, and he does, I think because he cares about her, he's worried about it. And I think he knows that like after this, and she does watch everything back, or like the whole truth comes out, she's not gonna. He knows the situation's not over. So.
He's probably just like waiting, like, when is it going to come out? When is it going to come out? I have to deal with this soon.
Well, he just seems like on edge. Like he doesn't seem like his confident self. He doesn't seem at all how he used to. Like Casa Amor definitely screwed him.
Why did he do this?
I don't know. I mean, it's so bad. Like, you know how obsessed I was with Johnny, but I want that. Oh my gosh, I need that dating coach to like watch last night's episode and compare it to the first one and just like see how different he is.
I'm gonna try this. There's another woman that's in the UK that usually does the body language for the Love Island UK. So I'm gonna see if she's maybe doing it for the US. If not, like, ask her to. I might just message her, like, please, can you be a body language expert to what's going on in this episode? I'm totally gonna reach out to her. So Aaron and Mackenzie have a conversation, and what is wrong with this girl? She is crying to Aaron, being like, it hurts. It hurts. Like, what? Like, this is your new potential relationship. Why are you crying about your ex? He definitely doesn't want to hear it. And I just wrote, poor Aaron.
I'm so happy she's gone.
Spoiler alert. She's so...
I couldn't take anymore.
What am I talking about here? Moira wants to stick up for her and Connor. Who was that? Was that in the confessional, or who did she say that to?
Wait, say that again? Who wants to stick up for her and Connor?
Moira wants to stick up for herself and Connor. Sorry if I said Carrington.
Oh, she was just saying, like, she's not the type of person to let someone, like, put her down, I think, and, like, she'll stick up for Connor too, because that's, like, her partner right now. Because I think Mackenzie's just kind of going around, like, trashing him.
Furthermore, the next conversation is Connor and Mackenzie, and she tells him that she feels betrayed by him, and him and Moira decide to move forward. And so I wrote in capital letters, and you know I don't write in capital letters often, but I said, she gave them permission, which is true. She said, she gave them their blessing. She's like, oh my God, my ex and my best friend, I give you my blessing, whatever, in so many words. And so now she's feeling betrayed. So you can't feel betrayed if you told somebody to do something and you gave them your blessing. Like, that is, you must have been disingenuous either now or you're disingenuous then. One of the two is a lie. And then, you know, she tells him that she didn't think that she could have hurt her any worse than he did by what he said to Moira in his speech. I'm just like, wow.
And that he could have picked her. She was standing right there. Silly Connor.
I mean, yeah, he could have picked her, and she kind of said that she would have said yes or whatever, and she knows that they're not supposed to be together, blah, 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 blah. I just really didn't like that she was making them feel guilty about something that she gave her blessing for.
Mm-hmm.
She gave her damn blessing.
That's her best friend, though, Chantele.
Mm-hmm.
That's what best friends do for each other.
Didn't necessarily go for him, but that's a different.
No, I'm kidding. I'm being facetious.
No, it's true though. I mean, like, I can understand being upset with my best friend if she's decided to start seeing somebody that I had been seeing before. But in the context of Love Island, I think it's okay. Or them, like this whole situation. If like Selly decided to start like flexing on Caleb, like that would be a hard no.
Yeah.
Right, go by Cortez outside world. So I don't know. It seems harmless. I was by his last name, really. Oh, we're talking about, I see. Gliffin was talking about last name. Well, we're going to get to those questions. We haven't gotten to those parts yet, Gliffin. But hi, Gliffin. If that's how I say your name, if you want me to call you something now, I'll call you GL. But Gliffin it is until I know how to call you. Gliffin. What happens? Oh, so Carrington starts doing some charades and they're all guessing and they're just kind of having some boring time in the villa. And we got a text. It's for Jalen. And there's going to be an astrology party. I thought everybody looked really gorgeous, like Greek gods and goddesses. A lot of people were being like, oh my God, I don't understand what the costume is. But I will give you a little explanation is that Greek and Roman astrology or like mythology is actually the story basis to astrology. And so if you go any of the planets, any of the asteroids, they actually all have references to story within Greek and Roman mythology. And so like Zeus is like the sun and like all, so there's definitely a very strong link as to why they're dressed in, you know, togas and and kind of more like Greek goddesses. People are like, I don't feel like it matched the theme. And so, but it actually very much so matches the theme. If you go through and you see the different goddesses and all the storylines, you can understand even maybe more about your astrological signs, or like if you know your birth chart, like the different asteroids, that like, oh, well, like Pallas that's for Palestina, and the whole story by how, whatever happened in the mythology, it actually refers to what that particular asteroid means or what that planet means. And then you can also sometimes understand how the planets interact with each other when you personify them with their Greek or Roman mythology counterparts. So it's actually really cool. Part of when I started studying astrology, we went on the Greek mythology tour, and like you just learned about everything. So,
oh, that's cool.
That is a little tidbit of useful information, peoples. There you go. I wanted to see Justine and Caleb dance together a little bit more. Like I'm always looking forward to see them together. Like I really want to start buying into the spark. You know what I mean? But they just don't show it enough. I don't know why.
I just go back to remembering that there's no music.
That's true.
And I feel bad for anyone trying to dance like that.
But I want, like, she was able to do no music at the car wash. Like, I want to see some of those go-go moves. I wanted to see, like...
Oh my God, the car wash. They had no music.
No. Oh, that's all after. It was
wow.
Like, in the real deal.
That's bad. That's messed up. They couldn't have, like, some instrumental or anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they give them a little sound bite, and then they just let them go after.
Wow.
Oh, wait, what's on?
Imagine the music.
Sally did say she had more in common with Johnny more than Trey. Yeah, she definitely did. Especially with the music. But she did like Trey a lot. I wonder what would have happened if she'd stuck with Trey and Johnny didn't go in for the kill with her. I wrote I didn't write down all the questions. Do you remember the questions? It didn't really matter.
Sally said, are we going to have cute kids? And it said, it is certain. And then
Justine and Kayla was, are we falling in love? And as it shows, we are certain. Will someone come in and turn our head? Who was that?
Kirsten and Calvin.
I don't remember what the answer was.
I think it said like probably or something like that.
And then for Shara and Jalen, are we leaving here together? And I don't know if you heard it, but Sally said like, pack your bags or something like that. Just blurted something out just to be silly, but it actually was ominous in this moment.
They did, in fact.
And then we have Moira and Connor. Will you two kiss now? And they did. And then what was her second question?
It was like the second one was like a fortune. So they just like flipped the card over and it gave them like they didn't ask two questions each. They asked one question and then like they had a fortune. So I don't remember what the fortune was.
I don't remember what the fortune was either. And then what was this last? Is that everybody? Did we forget somebody?
I think Ariel stopped it short.
Ariel comes in and you can hear Justine was like, no, she never comes with good news, which is true. One thing that the people from After the Island were talking about was the fact that they had a pretty good, like, friendly relationship with Ariel, and that they would joke around and stuff like that, and that Ariel is very goofy, and she feels as though maybe it's because of COVID, they don't want people to interact too much because she's leaving and staying or back and forth in the villa. But she says it doesn't seem as though her goofy side is coming out as much. She seems like she's a lot more serious now than when they were working with her. But they said that they became pretty good friends with Ariel. I want to be friends with Ariel.
Well, I feel like Ariel was kind of stuck with the same people all last season. Like, they weren't rotating this many people out. Everyone kind of stuck together for the most part.
It's true. And it was a new thing, so they probably, like, don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And so maybe they,
work is calling me. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Here we go.
So I was when Johnny was in this outfit though, I have to say, I don't know, I don't think there's any ladies in the chat room right now, but if there are, Deja, do you agree with me that Johnny looked very, very, very attractive in his toga and his I don't know. I thought he looked really good. I was like, I want to smooch Johnny right now, regardless of how shitty he's been. He looked really, really yummy, in my opinion. So basically, Ariel, the bad news that she's coming is with the fact that there's going to be 3 couples that are going to be at risk. All of us did vote. I ended up voting for Johnny and Sally, but most people probably voted for Justine and Caleb. And so the couples that were saved were Moira and Connor, then Justine and Caleb, Kirsten and Calvin, and Johnny and Sally. I was actually worried that Johnny and Sally might not have gotten the votes just because of obviously what happened at Casa Amor. I just thought that Carrington and Laurel would have maybe made a little bit more of an impression and been there maybe instead of Connor. I thought that I'm thinking that the only reason could be is that Carrington wasn't that well liked in the beginning of the season. And so now that he's with Laurel, maybe people are starting to like him a little bit more, but he didn't get the sad edit that Connor got holding Gus and all that stuff. And so maybe that's why Carrington and Laurel were part of the bottom 3, but I was surprised. I definitely wanted Moira and Connor in the bottom 3 over Carrington and Laurel in the bottom 3. So that would mean Carrington and Laurel, Cher and Jalen, Mackenzie and Aaron are the 3 the 3 couples at risk of being sent home. So basically, all the girls were clumped together, all the guys were clumped together, and the villagers that were safe had to choose the opposite set. Who they want. What?
The villagers?
Did I call them the villagers? They are the villagers. That's who they are. That's what they are from this point forward. Villagers.
Are we playing a game like one of Nick's games?
I know. What are we playing? Stone Age.
Oh, sorry.
So anyways, so the Islanders, the male and female Islanders had to choose the opposite sex on who they wanted to stay. So on the girls' side, they had Mackenzie, obviously, Laurel, and Cher. And on the guys' side, they had Aaron, Jalen, and Carrington. So how do you think this was going to go?
Well, I initially thought that Calvin and Kirsten would be in the bottom 3. And I think that would have been a much more interesting dynamic. Like if they had to choose between Kirsten, Mackenzie, and Cher, I would have liked that over Laurel because it was so obvious they were going to pick Laurel and Carrington, in my opinion, at least. And I kind of just wanted Calvin to go and Aaron to stay. Yeah. So I was a bit bummed about that. But yeah, I think it was pretty obvious. I mean, they have such a connection. I mean, more so than Kirsten and Calvin, more so than Connor and Moira. So it was pretty obvious that they were going to let them stay.
Yeah, I felt that way too. Like I thought that the drama of it was whether or not they were going to actually not save Mackenzie, considering that she's been there since the beginning. Right. But I thought that the fact that, the boys love Carrington and I don't think that the girls would just allow him to go. And if the boys love Carrington so much, they're going to want to save his girl. And so right. I think that it seemed pretty natural that they were going to save a couple. Mm-hmm. And that was the couple that was the strongest and with the people that they liked the most, collectively.
Yeah.
I wasn't really surprised by who they saved. You said in this moment that if they keep Mackenzie, you were going to break your TV. That is how impassioned you were about that scenario.
I was just warning you because you were watching too, but we were both about to not watch the rest of the episode if Mackenzie stayed.
Yeah, I definitely said I feel like they will keep Carrington and Laurel, which they did. So Johnny stands and gives the news for keeping Laurel. I think that it was a bit of a jab at Mackenzie because we know that Johnny is not really a big fan of hers. And then Kirsten, they made her deliver the news to Carrington to show, I guess, that she has no hard feelings and no bad blood. And so she wanted to give the news to Carrington that he was going to be staying on behalf of the girls. So what do you think about the choice of having those two deliver the news?
I didn't mind it. I thought more highly of Kirsten, obviously, for being the bigger person and just, doing that. I mean, they did end on good terms, but I think it just said a lot about her and them just like moving forward. And she was so happy like that Laurel was there. I think her and Laurel genuinely get along. And I think she is actually happy for Laurel. But I mean, I don't blame her for still being upset about it. Like, I think, spoiler, she'll be fine after tonight's episode, after the new boys come in. So.
Yes. So Ariel actually even asks Mackenzie how it feels to be an OG. That's the first OG that's leaving the villa. I thought she answered pretty well. I thought she maybe would cry or play a victim a little bit in the situation. And I thought that she held her head high for the most part.
I agree. I was expecting like a full-on breakdown, but at the same time, I think she kind of knew it was coming, and I think she knows it's good for her mental sanity that she's gone.
Did you know that Cher and Laurel was such good friends? I mean, I know that they were at Castle Moore together, so they're going to have some sort of connection that way. But like, Laurel was snotty nose crying, like booing about.
I think it's just like, I mean, she's known her for essentially a week longer than the other girls, and the other girls, like, imagine just being like coming into all of them. I'm sure they're welcoming and whatnot, but it was probably nice having someone from Casa Amor. I don't think they actually became good friends until after Casa Amor, because Faith was saying that Cher was best friends with Mercedes and that Faith was best friends with Laurel. So I think they kind of recently connected, but things happen fast in there. So
for sure, there's not much to do, I would say, at all.
And she probably sees a different side of Cher than we do, and I'm sure Cher was fun with her, but we just didn't get to see it. So I wasn't too sad about it. She'll have no problem on the outside finding someone.
Yeah, no, she's fine. Mackenzie tells, I think it's Moira, take good care of Connor, okay?
Oh my God.
And Moira says to the confessional that maybe it was a voiceover, but Mackenzie was my rock.
Since when? Like since 2 days ago?
I did like, though, it was kind of a sweet moment when Mackenzie was leaving. She had a kind of a final goodbye to Connor in his gladiator sandals and toga. But she was like, you were my Love Island experience. And that's true. Like, I'm like getting teary-eyed about this.
You are?
Yeah, well, just like, that I like these experiences, and like you can never recreate that. And like, yes, they didn't really work out as a couple, but there's something that they were meant to experience through each other. And so I think like the magic of them coming together in this crazy little experiment, like, and that, what they experienced, what made her whole experience, I think that, I don't know, there's something touching about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening to me.
Uh-oh.
Connor did squeeze out a tear as well. I think I got more tears than Connor did. But
yeah.
Squeeze out one. And when Mackenzie's walking out with her suitcase, she waves Gus to the villa. Gus has left the villa. You'd think that she would have left it there with him, like on his bed.
Should have left it. The people need Gus.
The people need Gus. So Johnny and Sally have a conversation. He says, talk to me, baby. What happened here? Oh, because like they're talking about like Mackenzie leaving. And Sally wasn't expecting Mackenzie to go. I think it was like the fact that Mackenzie was an OG, but there was no reason to keep Mackenzie and Carrington. You know what I mean? No.
Mackenzie and Aaron?
No, well, they could have chosen whatever boy they want. So, like, if Sally's...
Oh, yeah.
that she thought the boys were going to keep Mackenzie. Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. I don't think.
No, zero.
And so Johnny, though, is starting to feel a little bit of the guilt. And I think this is kind of echoing what you were saying before, is that he was like, I really thought that my action put us as a strong couple in jeopardy. And so I think he's starting to realize the gravity of what he did over at Casa Amor, whether it was in the context of the game, whether or not like it was allowed, whether or not Sally has forgiven him. America so far hasn't forgiven him. And I think that, he's worried about that, and he should be. He very well should be. But
I think I kind of wanted them to be in the bottom, knowing they'd 100% be saved, but just to give Sally like the idea, like, yo, you don't know everything.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed, this is another relationship tell, I think, body language wise, is that Sally and Johnny sit very closely together. Their faces are very closely together. She stares in his eyes often. You know what I mean? And so that's something that I'm also haven't started to see yet with Caleb and Justine. They still aren't comfortable with that closeness. And so that's also another reason why I haven't been able to fully see their connection yet, because they're not comfortable with each other yet fully. And so that was just something that I noticed. So like they're very comfortable with being super close to each other. Laurel and Carrington. Laurel's crying. Obviously her best friend is gone. And Carrington said though that Trey was his best friend, and he was pretty upset when he left. And so he was able to comfort her. And I think I also liked that he didn't shy away from comforting Laurel in this particular moment. And I think that he was being a good boyfriend in that moment. So
yeah, I definitely agree.
But she did say that if Carrington had left, like if the girls didn't save him, she would have gone too. Crack on or mug off?
Crack on.
Woohoo! So Kirsten and Calvin, admiring her for saving Carrington. Okay, like I hate Calvin. I'm done with him. I just don't like what conversations that they have. Like whatever he has to say to people, I'm just like, I don't care. But she says that he has swagger, like that he's so smooth or something. I'm like, why don't we see the smooth swagger Calvin?
Because it doesn't exist.
It's so weird. So weird.
It's gross. I don't know why he just like ugh.
Wait. Oh, J-Lub. I'm like, I thought it was in Jalen, and I was like, what? That didn't happen. So they were talking about how it was kind of hard to see that whole situation, and there was a little bit of a cute moment where they're talking about like, hey, well, if I left, would you leave for me? She's like, 100%. Like, if I were to be gone, like, I would have followed you out. And he brings up and is like, well, if I were to leave and we see that Michael B. Jordan is and she's like, well, to stay, and he would stay for Rihanna, another Pisces. So I thought it was cute.
Rihanna's Pisces?
I think so.
Get it, girl. Love her.
So that was a crack on?
Yeah. They're just joking, but it's cute.
So Moira's talking about the kiss that she has with Connor, but it was in the game, whatever. But like, she really, really liked it. She was kind of being giggly, and like, I like seeing her at least being giggly and like excited about something. At least it just seems like a different color than her like kind of mopiness. So I mean, this is to Laurel. Laurel and her kind of cuddling in the bed and just chatting. I like that. So then we get the 3 new islanders. So we have Noah. I don't know how old he is. He's just very kind of plain blonde hair, blue eyes, white boy. Benny's 24. I believe he's a Leo. I think I read he was a Leo. And then Bennett, he's from LA. He's also a Leo, apparently. So Bennett says that he calls it, but he says that he has his eye on Kirsten. And so they have them all sleeping in the bed. So who had a question? I saw somebody wanted to talk about Bennett. Okay. So do you guys feel Kirsten and Bennett? I do, actually. I think that the conversation that they have is better than she's had with anybody else in the villa. It could be because she feels more empowered when she's chosen, because she was a pretty good date when she was talking to Calvin and Caleb when they originally wanted to talk to her when they were coming into the villa. And then when she has these conversations with Calvin and Carrington, all this stuff, like in the villa, I don't really care for her. But I felt like she kind of lit up when, she has all the attention on her from Bennett. What do you think?
I mean, initially just, sorry, I'm looking up the cast right now. I want to see their signs too. Because we don't know about, what's his name, right?
I saw it somewhere. I didn't write it down.
Please don't be Pisces. I can't do this anymore.
I think he was a Gemini. I can't remember.
Okay. No, initially I was like iffy about Bennett. Wow, they don't even have him on here yet. Weird. Yeah, initially I was iffy about Bennett, but then after seeing him talk with Kirsten, I actually liked his personality a bit more after seeing more of him. Obviously, it's how it works. But yeah, I didn't mind him.
Huh? The tattoo I thought was a little bit whack, but like that star, this side. It just seems a little whack, like I don't have any tattoos. I used to really love tattoos, and then I moved to Vancouver, and every single guy had like full sleeves, and they weren't like the cool guys. And so all of a sudden, so Leo's and Benny's a Leo, Noah's a Leo. What's Bennett? I don't know what Bennett is. Sorry, didn't mean to interject.
That's the only one that I care about.
Gemini. Yeah. Bennett's a Gemini from Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah, I have quite a few tattoos.
Really? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so all these people that I didn't find to be attractive or just not edgy at all had these full sleeve tattoos to be edgy, and I'm just like, I just stopped liking tattoos anymore. Like I used to love full sleeves. I was like, it's badass. And then it just stopped being badass when the people that I didn't think were cool started getting full sleeves. I was like,
when they were like hipsters.
Yeah. So Cliffham says, or Jaquan says to Cliffham, I thought that Noah would have went for Kirsten. What do you think about that? I think Kirsten is too kind of strong for him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he went for Moira, and I think that they're not a good couple. I don't like Noah.
I didn't really like him either. And I'm
a closer. I close in baseball, so I'm a closer. That's why I'm in here.
I need to show you after, but I saw on Twitter that someone thinks that he's a porn star. And so there's this person that looks similar to him. I don't know if it's him. I can't tell if it's him or not. But
I want to see.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it while we're still chatting. Clifton says to Jaquan, did you see the tweet about him and his other name is Ethan? Oh, is that okay? Yeah. So Cliffham, is that the tweet about him being a porn star? I think his porn star name was what did I searched it yesterday. Noah. I don't know what I searched.
Noah Love Island porn star.
What?
Noah Love Island porn star.
Yeah, I did. That's not what I searched. Apparently, I thought it was. I had to find it on Twitter. The link on Twitter. I meant to send it to you, but then I didn't want you to pull it up and see. Like, it was pretty hardcore, like gay porn.
Oh, God, it's too early for that.
Well, it was, you were just going to bed, and so I was like, I didn't want you to wake up the next morning like kind of graphic gay porn. So I forgot until this moment right now. But Cliffham, is that what you're talking about? And if so, could you send me the Twitter link? That'd be awesome. Ethan, so I think we're talking about the same thing. Wait, shoot. Okay. Silly Rabbit on Twitter. Okay, so
you're back.
On Twitter is about Noah. I think this is right. It's starting to sound familiar. Okay, so Jaquan says Jeremiah goes by Cortez on the outside world, so I don't know. It seems harmless. Well, I think that Cliffham's is saying that he might. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's because the tweet said he's a gay porn star, and Ethan is just his name for that. Just some interesting thing I saw on Twitter. I saw it too, and I'm not sure if it's him or not.
Wait, what does Jeremiah have to do with this?
He goes by the last name Cortez, so he's just saying like people just using different last names.
Oh.
But I think that because Jaquan has not seen the tweets about his other name that he goes by being that he's a porn star, or might be. My name is just the letters. It doesn't mean anything. LOL, call me whatever. Okay, Cliffham it is.
Oh shit, is this him?
I don't know. It looks kind of like him, right? I know. I don't know. The eye color seems different, but you can also maybe not be able to. Wait, no, that's not him. That's not the one I'm talking about.
That's Ethan.
Let me see again. Pull it back a bit. It just looks a little bit different, but I think that's I don't know.
Oh, here's more. Oh, this picture actually kind of looks. God, it even has dick size. That's funny. But it's hard because he bleached the top of his hair. Oh wow.
That's what I was going to send you the link for this, for your 8 a.m. wake up call. So Jaquan says, whatever he does is his business, in my opinion. It doesn't concern me if he's making his money. I wouldn't go that far trying to get paid. Exactly. I mean, it's just people were kind of commenting on just the caliber of people that they are having be on the show as potential love interests. And so I don't know if that's really him or not. He can do whatever he wants. Like, I don't care. But you know, he's saying he's a baseball player, but like, is that just like a play on words that he just likes, you know, getting up to bat? Like, I don't know. But they also said Johnny was an escort. So I don't know if that's true. Do you know?
I don't. I tried looking that up on Reddit.
Love Island got a fire soundtrack. Actually, yeah. I should be writing down some of the songs because like
I love the covers. I love all of them.
There's some really, really good covers last night, and there usually is.
They had Toxic last night. Toxic was good.
They did another one. I can't remember the song now, but there was another really good one.
It was last week's recording.
Was it Tracy Chapman? No, it was Say Goodbye and I Choke, Try to Walk Away and I Stumble.
The one I'm thinking of was like the rock band, and it was for their last week. It was so good. It was like
I was thinking of Macy Gray's though. The cover of Macy Gray was really good, and then Toxic was really good. I like both of those. Cliffham says now it's all just producers switching things, not really going by the votes. Potentially. Like one thing that I heard though on After the Island, someone was questioning the votes, and they were mentioning that there is a gaming law that they kind of have to be honest with those vote counts, and so they don't think that the production would tamper with those votes for the fact that they wouldn't want their production to be shut down or fined or whatnot. And so,
well, especially because they're in Nevada, their gaming laws are very strict.
Absolutely. So I would feel as though they wouldn't necessarily switch the vote, but I wouldn't be surprised if they switched the outcome of if they really wanted someone to stay, they would be like, oh, you stay in the villa for an extra a week or whatever if they wanted them to stay. But they think they would allow them to be voted out or whatnot. Go ahead.
What I was talking to you about last night, I think that they only allow voting open for 30 minutes after the show. And so I think like not most people realize that or like go to vote. And so I think at the end of everything, the votes are different than just what they have captured at exactly 30 minutes after. So I think that's kind of where the discrepancy comes in. But they do say 30 minutes, and that's why I always make sure to pick Jaleb.
Jaquan says the elimination had me nervous. Really, I thought Johnny messed it up for them when he wasn't picked in the top 3 because Carrington and L'Oreal have a connection. 100%. He was worried too. Jaquan says the girls were going to pick Jalen until Kirsten stepped up and said something that she's a real one. Oh, really?
No, remember I told you she said she's like, I don't care about my feel, like I don't care if this makes me uncomfortable, like do it.
I mean, she better do that. if she stood in the way with that, she wouldn't look very good. Cliffham, did you see Johnny's face when Ariel called Justine and Caleb? He was dumb mad. Yes. In my opinion, he's not top couple caliber no more. Glyphon, it's true. It's true. I'm getting very, very worried about it's for Sully here because
yeah, 100%.
Wrong. I do think that they do have a strong connection. I do like them together. I just wish that for whatever reason he did what he did at Casamore, that he just didn't do that. I wanted them to win. Jaquan says Ariel said it was in no order, so I didn't look at it like that. I think the situation, he probably felt bad for Sully. Yeah, I think he does. Like, I think he's starting to realize that he might have screwed up them winning, which means that he's going to maybe screw up Sully winning as well.
Yeah, I mean, it does affect her.
Mm-hmm. Glyphon, oh yeah, I forgot it wasn't in an order. I know, but it's still like when you see the couples that haven't been picked yet, even if it's not in an order, like, is it going to be Sully and Johnny, or are they going to pick Carrington and Laurel, which has been very clear that they have a coupley thing. And they already picked Moira and Connor, who could have been maybe on the outskirts, or Kirsten and Calvin, who could have been on the outskirts. So if those people are being picked, and then we know that there's a strong relationship between Laurel and Carrington, yeah, let's be very wary that maybe they're not going to be part of the top group.
I agree.
Chiquan says the one thing about America voting is people would vote for their favorite islanders. So whoever was with Kirsten and Connor would automatically be saved. Yeah, people really like Kirsten, and you think people are sympathetic towards Connor. So yeah, I can see that. So Sully thinks these boys are hot, and Moira, I can't wait to meet them. And Kirsten is pretty excited as well. So the boys decide to make everybody breakfast, and Johnny and his jealousy has started to come out. He is sizing up these people. He's really, really giving them the eyes. What do you think about Johnny's reaction to the guys cooking them food and Noah being a baseball player?
Yeah, it's honestly, this whole episode made Johnny so much more unattractive to me. He was just kind of like, it just reminds me so much of my ex, so I think I'm more just like, ugh. But like, he was kind of claiming Sully hard, and he never used to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way what he said something like, "Oh yeah, I'm real worried you're gonna get between Sully and I," or he said something like that. But if I was one of the boys, I would pick Sully just to be a dick, like to put him in his place a little bit. Well, and she's beautiful, but
and then also though, like, isn't he worried that they might do that, and that they've come from the outside world, so they might tell her something?
I know, but see, and I was thinking that too, but I'm wondering if they actually know because of what Faye said and how behind they were on what they knew about coming into Casa Amor. So I'm wondering if the producers wanted to control that narrative, and as I think Glypham said, the tweets come out. So that's them controlling the narrative a little bit, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, Bennett gets a text, and he chooses Kirsten. Were you surprised about this? I can't remember who said it, but someone was saying that he thought Noah was going to choose Kirsten.
I think Jaquan said it. No, I'm not surprised because he said it like in his little intro thing, and I actually really like Bennett for Kirsten. I like them together. I don't know if it's because I just really, really dislike Calvin, or, but I don't know. I want Kirsten to find someone. I think she deserves it. I don't think she's been shitty to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's helped out Carrington. Now Carrington owes her. I swear to God, if like the boys don't save Kirsten, if it comes down to that, like I will come for Carrington.
100%. So they have a date on the sun deck, and you know they had pretty good conversation.
To mug off. Actually, I don't know. All these date locations were kind of crazy.
But they can't go anywhere.
They could at least like go onto the T deck or like. But they put them literally in the middle of everyone. I just loved all the girls up there. And I think Sully was like, it's not a good day to be Calvin.
Yep, not really at all. So he does talk about he's a mama's boy. They talk again about law enforcement. And, you know, I don't know who was saying check, but they're basically Kirsten.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell. I was like, ooh, she likes him.
I like him. I think she said tall. Oh, she got really excited at his age. He's 26. So she said tall, tall, like age and some, forget the third, but I don't know. I really like Bennett after this conversation. He's not my type or not someone I would go for, so I didn't like immediately find him attractive just seeing him, but
Jake on Calvin had no chance with Kirsten. I mean, he had no chance with Kirsten, no chance with Cher. Like, he decided to think that he had more game when he dumped Faith. But like, I think he only really had a chance with Faith. Really.
Literally.
I
was cracking off. She was just like prancing around with like the leftovers.
Charcuterie plate that nobody touches, and she's like, I love that. Of course, I could trust her with that. If they don't steal that food, I wouldn't trust you.
So Moira calls it a charcuterie. Like
charcuterie. What kind of? It had like
No. But she says charcuterie.
Oh. Charcuterie.
And I'm like, it's charcuterie. But
charcuterie. Yes. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Hi, Lily.
Sally and Benny's energy. It was kind of cute. Yes. Well, the second date was Moira, wasn't it?
Yes.
We don't really have to talk that much about it. Moira and Noah.
Gross.
Oh yeah, he gets a text, takes Moira. It was kind of pleasant date. I don't know. I didn't really care for it.
And she starts saying that like her and Connor like might not be there. Like she wants to go all in on Noah, and I'm like, ew, why?
Well, and also one thing that he said is like, oh, you look like, why'd you pick me? Oh, like you look so good without makeup, with makeup. Like, why is that the go-to line for like all these guys to say about Moira?
I know, that's the second time.
Yeah.
I think Calvin said it the first time.
I think James said it. Or maybe they all did.
Maybe they all did.
Calvin said it when he came from the date, actually. Yeah, Calvin did say it. I don't know if James said it, but Calvin, you're right. Yeah, it was Calvin.
But it's been said multiple times, which I think is true. She does look good without makeup, so I can't hate on it. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, what about her personality? No one's saying anything about her personality. Right. Everyone says like her smile, her eyes, and she looks good with no makeup.
So they go on their date.
Their date location was the coolest though. I love that they got to like sit in the pool. Yeah.
Water was awesome. Like I thought it was cute. I definitely liked seeing that as a location. So I was here for it. Yeah, I asked why did the guys say this? I didn't understand either. So Sally's stealing another platter of food after the date. So Justine tells her that Connor is liking how things are moving between them. And so...
See, Justine is like, I think always team Connor and trying to, I think, go to bat for him, which I appreciate. Like I would do that for my best guy friend too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think she gets a little bit worried.
And before that also, Kirsten actually takes Calvin over for a chat and she friend zoned him. And so Calvin's like, oh my God, I've been friend zoned twice.
So go.
Please. Like he's taking up a spot for people that I actually like.
I wanted Aaron to be there instead of Calvin. I really liked Aaron. It's
so annoying.
I miss those lips.
Oh, Brazil.
He had nice lips.
So yeah. Wait, you hated whose hair? Brazil hates his hair. Whose hair?
Oh, Noah's, like the bleach.
Oh.
It was just like he literally went like, oh, do you, boo boo? I can't. Never mind. I'm being a mean girl, but I did not like his hair.
So Benny gets a text, and Johnny's the daggers are out, but he chooses Sally. He goes in for the kill, and Johnny's looking very territorial, and he wasn't happy about this decision. So basically, people are just starting to chirp on Danny. They're like, oh, she's going on a date with Johnny's doppelganger. Like you just hear like people just making all these comments to Johnny. What do you think about that?
Caleb was relentless. It was so funny. He's like, bro, hypothetically, like what happens if they kiss? And he was like, there ain't no hypothetical. He's like, well, hypothetically, I've heard like first dates they kiss like 7, 8, 9 times. And then Johnny just like gets like mad and he's like, no, I'm just doing it to mess with me. But like it was just funny. Like they were getting to him.
It was true though. You know what I mean?
But can you tell me if you agree with this? Prior to Casa Amor, this could have happened and Johnny wouldn't have been phased at all. He would have been like, go girl.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't have been phased. Like his true colors are showing for
absolutely
Sure. Or not his true colors, but his new colors.
I think about my delivery is here. Is it like early? Oh my God, it actually might be my delivery. Can you keep talking about something for a moment while I go grab my delivery?
Yeah, I wish I could click the comments.
Okay, I'll leave you with a new comment and I'll be right back. Okay, so talk about that.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, they have a connection, but I hope she stays with Johnny. But I hope he didn't. Oh no. Okay. But I hope he doesn't mess himself up more. Yeah. I think that Benny and Sally definitely had a little bit of a connection, and to be honest, I don't really think, or I don't really blame her for this. I think it's kind of good that she's putting him through the ringer a bit, because I think if she didn't, she would regret this on the outside. Like if she didn't go on this date with Benny, or didn't kind of like, you can tell she's doing it on purpose a bit, in my opinion, like trying to make him like sweat. But I appreciate that, and I think she she would regret it if she got on the outside and actually saw what had actually happened in Casa Amor. I think she's gonna be a little bit upset. Lily says this is good for Johnny and Sally, though it gives them more screen time. Yeah, I mean, they've had a decent amount of screen time, but it's giving us a new narrative, right? So we haven't seen Johnny and Sally have to work through something like this before, and I think everyone thought it was just going to be smooth sailing again for them. But we all knew the tweets are going to come out, and oh, maybe we could watch the first look right now. Sorry, Chantele, you're missing the first look, girl. And do you guys actually think that's Noah though? Because I just looked again at the picture and I'm not convinced. But here's the first look.
Presented by
Fusebox.
Very, very cool.
I just need to know whether I need to be concerned with him or not. Okay, well, I need that guy to know that. It's very simple. It's about that. What? What's about that? She definitely likes the guy. She likes him after one conversation. But there's no way. There's no way Sally is one of the people I'm telling you. It's because of what I did. To bring up cause of whatever revealing insecurity.
I'm starting to wonder if maybe there's more to Casa more than we've been told.
What's happening?
To see what the public really thinks about you in today's challenge.
Oh, first look.
Hashtag truthers. Hashtag who's in your corner. Hashtag keeping it 100. I feel like Blank has no idea what he wants other than a bidet. He shows emotion for a bidet now. The answer is Connor. Whoever says that, I don't know if you've ever seen the game. I will find you. We'll have a polite, mature conversation. And I probably will like you and your friends.
I like Connor.
I'm gonna tell Blank the real truth about what happened with Blank and Casa Amor. Because what he said was not even half of what really happened.
Oh shit.
I couldn't hear what she said.
Are you gonna tell Blank the truth? Oh fuck. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yikes.
Sally is, I just don't want her looking stupid because she's been up.
Oh shit. Okay, so in the beginning of the first look, Johnny has a conversation with Sally, like it's that simple, like you like him or you don't, and she says that she like does like not like him, but she likes him after having a conversation. He goes into the dressing room like all pissed off, like she says she liked him after one conversation, bro, blah blah blah. And then Justine says, like in a confessional, that she's starting to think that there's more to Casa Amor than what he let on. And then you kind of walked in. So, but that tweet said, when is Blank going to tell Blank the full story? Because he didn't even tell her half of it. And then the first one said, I feel like Connor only wants to, like Blank only is looking for a bidet. And then he said, he was like, whoever said it, I will find you. We will have a polite, conversation about it. We'll probably be friends after.
That's cute. That's cute, Connor.
I talked about this a little bit, just saying that it's like a different kind of screen time because they're like going through it.
I just don't know if Johnny can redeem himself.
I don't think, especially not now. Especially not now.
I just don't know. Yeah, they have had screen time, but they actually are not the focus of the couplings anymore. Like, I think it's more about the new relationships, but I do feel that Carrington and Laurel and Jaleb have taken more of being the A couples, like the couples of interest. Lily says, but now they have an interesting storyline. True. And, somebody was mentioning, I think we talked about it yesterday, the idea of Johnny wanting to be overcoming some adversity within their relationship, which will make them stronger. And hopefully in the eyes of America, that it'll make them more rootable or want to vote for them in that case. So we'll see.
Oh, God, tonight's episode's going to be insane. Oh, my God.
Can't wait till tonight. Jacob says it wasn't twice, it was 3 times. For what?
Moira's makeup combo.
Really?
So it probably was James, Calvin, and or Jalen too. Probably Jalen too, when he first came in.
Maybe it was Jalen. Who else said it, Jaquan? I don't remember. I wish there was no Casa more because Johnny wouldn't have done that with Mercedes if Sully was there. Absolutely. And, the guy Murad from the UK, he does his own recaps usually for Love Island UK, when he was doing it for the US version. And he was kind of talking about that he's getting a little bit sick of Casa more. Like, yes, it's an element of the show, but it's kind of like, okay, let's go and try to ruin a relationship and then see if they can get out of like this temptation. And I don't know, I don't think it's the best representation of women sometimes. Like, they don't come across looking so great sometimes, and guys don't necessarily come across looking so great. And I don't know, I just don't know if the temptation of these men and women, I don't think it's doing justice for the concept of the show.
It's my first time seeing it, so to me it was a bit exciting. But
more season 1 UK? I
don't think so.
I think they did.
I don't remember.
Well, if they did Casa More season 1 of Love Island UK? It's not an old concept. Like, it's. I feel like it's been there for all of them. Maybe not season 1. I'm not 100%, but it has been a staple. Yeah, Calvin being friend zone. I know, I laugh so hard. I'm like, it's because you're not hot at all. Have you all seen the Mercedes interview? Yes, I saw it with it was with the After the Island crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they were just like so fawning all over her. Like, I don't know if it's just because they were interviewing her, so they wanted her to feel like she was supported and like women support women. But in my opinion, I thought that she had spoken with a publicist of some sort and got her story straight on what she was going to say. Because I thought that from what she first said when she first came out of the island to what she was saying after, like, it was consensual, like, well, anyways, we'll talk more about this interview on Sunday, but it did not make me like Mercedes more. It made me feel as though she was trying to get sympathy votes for how she was acting. So, or sympathy, from the audience. So it's saying like her mom hasn't eaten in days, saying the fact that she's going to be taking all the bullying for all the other girls, because she's strong like that and she wouldn't want anybody to go through what she's going through. And there was one other thing that she said that I was just like,
oh, she's a girl's girl because she zipped up Laurel's dress for her.
Right? So, I don't know. I think that Mercedes is F-A-K-E. Fake.
We've been knowing that.
Sierra, Mercedes was very repetitive. Absolutely. But it was kind of like trying to like hammer home that she's a girl's girl, that it was mutual, that there's stuff that wasn't seen, that Sally should be mad, but she really likes Sally. But then she's zipping up Laurel's dress, and like they're all really, really good friends, and she's so happy that she made the female relationships in the show, and that she's has more self-respect than that. I don't know. I was just like, what?
Yeah, no, she was super fake. Stop it.
Fake.
Stop.
Nala, are you hungry?
No, she already ate. She's just I haven't pet her in an hour and 39 minutes, so
Aw,
I'm due.
Nala.
German Shepherds are Velcro dogs.
I can imagine that. Like they just do like the lean their nose on you thing.
Yeah, she's a big bad dog until she's not. Huh? You're just a big softie.
She didn't deserve the death threats. No, I don't want anybody having death threats. Of course not. It's not that serious, no matter what. Absolutely. And I don't even like the bullying. Like I'm not gonna go and message her on her Instagram page something nasty, like, or tweet about her something maybe about her, but I wouldn't tag her in the tweet, you know? So yeah,
I don't agree with any of her actions, but I'm not gonna go bully her for it.
Exactly. But all I'm saying is that I'm not that gullible that she's trying to paint a picture of her, but I'm not buying it. Exactly, Jaquan, 100%. Nobody deserves death threats. Nobody's family deserves death threats for anything that they do on a show. Maybe if they actually murder somebody, I can get behind it a little bit, but just in general, like, that's taking it too far for somebody's actions that doesn't actually really affect you. But
100%.
I don't feel as though she's being 100% truthful with, like, the picture that she's claiming to be her and her.
I think you said it yesterday. Her interview when she first got out of the house completely changed.
Yeah.
Once she, like, I think knew what everyone was saying.
Well, and even Faith was saying with Faith's interview, she's like, yeah, like, I don't want to talk about John, like her and Johnny. Like, we'll let Mercedes do it because she's like, she's not afraid. Like, she's like, we'll say it how it is, which seems different than the conversation that Mercedes is having now, even. So
well, and even back, Faith, like, initially, when they were all three had that interview together, like Faith, Gigi, and Mercedes, that initial interview, Faith was like, I will defend this girl till I die, like, da da da, and then now she, like, doesn't want to talk about it. So
So Jaquan says that they said they don't believe in cancel culture, and then there was talking about Johnny being canceled a few episodes ago, dead. They try to bias, keep the same energy at first, and then they were laughing about the Toyota. Wait, is it us? Is Jaquan's calling her the Toyota? I think so.
I think so.
Well, yeah, they were definitely different. The different energy when they first came off the show, 100%. And they did cancel Johnny. And then now they're saying it's mutual. And then before they're saying that, like, oh, he was the one that's being the predator and the aggressor. And now she's saying, like, it's mutual. So what is it, girl?
The world will never know.
So, well, we might have an idea when Johnny comes out of the house. We'll see. We'll see if he slides into her DMs like she's claiming he's going to do.
I really think the producers wanted to control that narrative. And, like, with that one single tweet, it said it all. It said everything.
It's brutal, though. Like, why do they want to hurt Selly, though? It's so annoying.
I don't think it's about hurting her. I think it's about, I mean, it would be, I think that's why people are pissed, because it's not fair that Selly doesn't know the whole truth.
Yep.
So I don't think it's hurting her. I think, to me, like, I don't care if that was my best friend. Like, if that happened in real life, like, I don't care how much that would hurt my best friend. Like, I would tell her what happened. Because she needs to know. Like, yeah, it's going to hurt, but it'll hurt her 10 times more if she doesn't know.
Depends on who the messenger is, but yeah.
Right, of course. But yeah. But I mean, like, even if, like, they would get mad at me for saying it, like, at least, I don't know. So, it's a shitty situation, but damn, I wonder who wrote that tweet. Like, I bet they have
the producer. Like, who cares? Like,
oh, you don't think it's like an actual tweet?
I mean, it might actually be a tweet. I don't know, but you can probably search it and find it.
I know, that's just funny. I mean, I'm sure there's a million of the tweets saying the same exact thing.
100%. So, what are your thoughts then on Benny's outfit for the date with Selly?
Oh my God, why the polo? Why not wear a white V-neck? Why not wear any other thing than that white polo?
Just so you guys know, Brazil was screaming, like, the boys did you dirty. She did not like this outfit this boy was
It
wearing.
looks like Beetlejuice. I don't know why he didn't. I don't know what it is with the stripes. It's like a thing. Like I think 3 or 4 of the boys have like the black and white striped shirt, which I don't mind. But the shorts within the white polo, he could have worn a V-neck. He could have worn just a U-neck. He could have worn anything but a white polo. And,
Tight.
yeah, I know. If he had nipple rings, we would have seen it.
My favorite part, though, was right before when Sally was getting ready and, like, the girls started Johnny, like, girl, you look so fine. Look at that outfit. And, like, I like that Johnny was kind of laughing at, like, you know, that they're making fun of him a little bit. Like,
he's like, wake me up when this is all over, guys. Like,
I love that. I love that moment. I love that Justine was doing it. I love that Sally was laughing. I love that in that moment that Johnny was laughing. Like, it was just not that serious. And so I was feeling it. What do you think about Mackenzie saying that she would wait on the outside for Connor? I wouldn't care if they be together now that it's off the show. I could see her waiting for Connor.
Hashtag protect Connor at all costs. No, she will be waiting for Connor. She will be sitting outside of the villa in the same outfit that she left in.
No.
With Gus, just waiting. She's like, I waited. Even he comes out like with a couple. I told you I was gonna wait. I told you I was gonna wait for you. Like you came out coupled up. Like I told you I was gonna wait for you.
You remember where she's from?
I think from Vegas.
Really? Okay. So
I'll find out right now. I have the cast right here.
So
one of them is from Vegas.
Pardon?
One of them is from Vegas. I thought it was Mackenzie. Let's see. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, Scottsdale, Arizona.
So right at the beginning of the date, he takes off his shirt, probably because it was too tight.
And because I bet he could see her face, like, what the fuck is he wearing?
Right? He does talk about how Sally is wifey material, which I was like, okay. So
she is 100% wifey.
She is.
But remember, you think wifey material is bad.
It is bad when it's coming from the playa.
Do you think he's a player? I can't really tell.
No, I think that the reason why he's saying it to Sally is because he's seen what she's gone through. And wifey material means she's loyal, that she's, you know, she'll stand by her man. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, to me, say sexual energy for sure, but it seems more as like they would be a good girl. They'd be respectful. You know what I mean?
Like a ride or die.
Ride or die, but like not necessarily.
Not like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
You would never say Mercedes is wife material, you know?
No, fuck no.
Not from what she's shown right now, but whatever character she thinks she is, she thinks she's wifey material.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened? Oh, Johnny's like getting on Carrington's shoulders, like pretending to have binoculars. Like, this was cute and it was light. And like, I didn't mind him kind of being slightly jealous and the guys chirping him a little bit and like her feeling as though, you know, in a cute way, he was jealous. And she likes making him feel the heat a little bit. And so I was happy for her.
The whole point of this was to make him sweat.
Mm-hmm.
No, and then Caleb goes, bro, like while he's on Carrington's shoulders, bro, you think they're gonna tell her what happened to Casa Amor? And then Johnny just like turned around, kind of got pissed at that one, and then like got off Carrington's shoulders.
But Johnny was just getting really, really, really jealous. And oh wait, so Caleb was also saying like, oh, he's tearing your name apart. Like he was definitely like razzing Johnny about this. I wrote down you have options right now. What are they saying that about Sally, I guess? It's so mean.
Oh no, Benny said that to her. He's like, you have options right now. Like
him being there, right. Which is true. Like I don't think that personally that Sally is into Benny, but I do think that she likes having someone that has a little bit of attention towards her. She didn't really give anybody from Casa when the guys came to the villa really a chance because she was all in on Johnny. And so I think that maybe she's enjoying having a little bit of extra attention that she kind of closed herself off of because she was being so loyal and faithful. So I'm here for Sally getting some attention. Clipham says she even said herself, they're bad for each other. I don't know why he tries to get him back. Oh, with Connor, yeah, I know. They are bad for each other, but I don't think she likes losing, and I think she wants to be in control of like whether or not it's time for them to break up. Jaquan says, all I'm saying is I would let Connor go home. He already found his connection. Gus. Jaquan says Johnny most definitely feels threatened. He's never brung Sally anything. That's true. He did bring her over some coffee.
He's showing his new colors. He's showing his new colors.
I mean, I like him. I like him trying to, make her feel better. He has a lot of work to do, and I don't think he realized how much work he needs to do to keep this girl.
No idea.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum king.
Bare minimum king. Well, I can't believe we got through it all in not as long as I thought.
I know.
An hour and 50 so far. Do you guys in the chat have anything else you want to talk about with that episode? I'm super pumped to see the next one tonight. I'm kind of worried because I didn't like the intensity that Johnny was displaying towards Sally potentially just wanting to get to know this person, him asking her why and being quite possessive in a way that wasn't cutesy. And it was kind of a little bit, that's scary, but like a red flag. I thought it was a red flag how he was speaking to her.
I'm telling you, like, this whole episode just made me, they gotta, I don't know. I want to see how he pivots from tonight. God, yeah, he just looked so unlike the person that I was very attracted to in the beginning, and I think Sally's starting to see that too. She's smart. I think she was attracted to his confidence, and she can see when it's not there anymore.
Well, and even in that conversation in the little clip, you could see that she has a guard up. Like, you could see that she was like, whoa, this is not who.
And the one thing that she did say, that she was like, I feel so stupid for not having given one of like Aaron, like that group of boys, a chance when you were in there doing the same thing. And so I think now she has that chance, like, to give someone else a chance, and she wants to see the same thing. Like, his excuse was, oh, I wanted to see, like I did it, like, to see blah 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 blah. Like, well, now she gets to do it. So
yes, Johnny definitely looked very insecure and hypocritical and possessive and a bit aggressive, and he definitely didn't come off looking great in that clip.
Yeah, he did not. And
I mean, I'm hoping that they just showed that clip because he says that, and then he like apologized, and then he, you know what I mean, he'll say something else after, and like it'll go back to being a little bit lighter. But I don't like that. I didn't like it at all. Jane's 2.0, but I can see both sides of it. But Sally looks like she didn't like it. Yeah, she did not like it. She looked like she was pissed. She looked like she didn't look like she was going to stand for it, to be honest. Like, she looked like she was about to get mad and walk away.
Because he was getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
And I love how they were calling Benny Johnny 2.0, Johnny 3.0.
Me too. Lily says, let Sally get to know Benny. You got to know Mercedes. Absolutely. And I think that that's what her argument's going to be, is like, listen, you were able to explore something with these girls, guys over there. And I didn't allow myself that opportunity to really test and see if, like, if my feelings for you are that strong. And so you were willing to put our relationship in jeopardy for somebody else. Like, I would never have wanted to do that beforehand, but now I am second guessing things.
And it's totally fair, and she should be able to do whatever she wants.
Absolutely, but I'm worried for her, man. He scared me a bit.
That tweet's brutal. I'm sorry. They're fucked.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
Well, I wonder. I do.
I'm gonna watch it again, and her face. I think she said, "Oh, that's great." Like, or she said something like that. Like, I'm gonna watch it on the big screen instead of my little screen.
I wonder also if Justine and Caleb might get some backlash from within their relationship about this. Like maybe Justine like being like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like I needed to like protect my girl here. Like, you know what I mean? I just wonder if it might cause any friction in their relationship.
Yeah, she did. I don't know who she was talking to. They didn't show her like talking to any one person, but she said like, I don't want Sully to look dumb. Like she's been nothing but loyal this whole time. So
the conversation was probably after the date, but then that Twitter game, Johnny Boy is probably a goner. Like this is bad. I don't think that Sally is interested in Benny though, really. Like
no, I don't think she is really, but I think it's like flattering to her. Like I bet so many of those guys were actually interested in her, and she just like didn't give them the time of day. And I think some of those guys did actually deserve to be there. I think DeAndre did deserve to be there. I think Mike deserved to be there. I think Aaron deserved to be there longer than he did. He was. I don't know anything about Pat. What's his name? Pat. But it was like, it made her, I would feel the same way. It made her look dumb that she was like so loyal to him and he was just balls to the wall with someone that he says didn't even matter. So her, like, it would be different if she did matter. Like that would mean something. Like he had no reasoning to do it if she didn't matter the whole time. So they're fucked.
yeah. Well, he's such an idiot. So dumb. Young boys need to be a little smarter in these situations, unfortunately.
Just don't
so
do
are
it.
there any other questions or any other hypotheticals we want to talk about here with Johnny and Sully? I don't know if they can make it out of this tweet alive. I don't know.
I think America will be more forgiving now, like if he does actually own up to everything. If he gets really defensive and turns into James 2.0 more, they're screwed. But I think if he owns up to everything, I think America will be more forgiving, because then it will be, at least we'll get closure too.
You're calling him Beanie? Beanie knew what he was doing. Why he couldn't go after Kirsten or Justine, I'm surprised someone went after Moira.
Who's Beanie?
I guess Noah? Or unless it's two separate.
Why he couldn't go after... Oh, so it's got to be Noah, yeah.
Is Beanie Noah? Jaleb keeps winning. Yeah, no, they're definitely... I don't think that Caleb is dumb enough to allow anything to interfere with that relationship. Whether or not the spark is there or not, I think that their friendship and their care for each other and their desire to get to know each other is going to be lasting enough that I don't think that anybody's going to make either their heads turn in these last couple. So
we almost made it the whole time.
I think that they're winning it. We'll see if Johnny and Sally can come out like alive in this. But they have a tough road, especially Johnny. Like I don't know if he has the chops to being able to. I'm going to get rights off of James 2.0. Yes, James 2.0. Yeah, fuck, Johnny, why did you have to fucking do that? So stupid. The spark is definitely there. Divine. Okay, nice to meet you. But like, I haven't seen it yet. I like them together. I want them to do well, but I don't see the passion. They don't, they sit together, I don't feel the full comfort. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of like a film of like not connected. I think they're working on it. I think they want to work on it. And I'm happy to see them explore it. I just don't see the natural like falling into each other, you know?
No, I think the sparks are there.
Please. Praisel thinks Mackenzie should have stayed. Hi, Praisel. Nice to meet you. Thanks for chatting with us. I think that between the people that were left, I wanted Laurel and Carrington to have an opportunity to work on their relationship. And I wanted that more than I may have wanted to see what might go on between Mackenzie and Connor. Or Mackenzie and Aaron. Like I wanted to see Carrington and Laurel more than that. You too?
Yeah. I just think she kind of self-destructed.
Lily says, I used to doubt it, but the more I see J-Lo, the more I'm believing he was very interested in her. The way he was kissing her shoulders, and look, yeah, I like when he's kissing her shoulders, or like when he came up to see her when she was kind of feeling sad about her family and stuff like that. I like the effort that's being put in. I'm just saying that I haven't seen the spark yet. Brazil says it might be a slow burner, but she sees the spark. I just don't see it yet. But I think that they're still going to win.
Yeah, I love them so much. I'm like too obsessed. Like, I think I'll be more heartbroken than either one of them if it doesn't work out.
Caleb all the way. Caleb is shy.
He's letting her in a little bit. That's why I say it's a slow burn, because I think they both have like guards up, and they're kind of like equally letting them down.
Okay. Divine Me also says, remember the camera's all over the place. He is cute, and Justine too. Yeah, and then that's another thing that I was saying, that like maybe, you know, the kisses haven't been that passionate because Justine doesn't necessarily want her family and parents to be seeing her, you know, too sexual with a guy. So I can see that playing into it for sure. Also, I don't know if Caleb is shy, but he's definitely not that affectionate. And so that could be playing into it as well. So there are different factors as to why they might not be getting a little more touchy-feely or whatnot. But I just know that when I'm into a guy, that it fits a little bit better, more like a key and a lock and key. You know what I mean? Like there's just a little bit more, I feel like they're just a little bit like not a perfect puzzle piece, you know? Just kind of like a little off.
Yeah, maybe.
It might fall into place eventually. I'm just saying right now, I don't see that sunken in like comfort. Even when you look at the body language, we'll say between Johnny and Sally, like they're so comfortable in each other's presence and each other's energy. And I don't feel uncomfortable ever when they're talking super close face to face, or like when they kiss. Like I don't feel like a little bit apprehensive about it. And so that's how I know that I feel like they're a connection. It's just my opinion. They're still going to win. I just don't know if they're going to go the distance, but I'm happy they're trying. There you go. And I know you want them to go to the distance, but
I do. And I think, to me, I guess, like, I agree with what you're saying about Johnny and Sally's like physical connection, but to me it's frustrating because it didn't seem to matter.
I mean, that's another thing. Loyalty might supersede the connection, for sure.
I think, yeah, I think like when you have both, like I think loyalty is obviously one of the most important things. I wouldn't say it's the most important, but I think that like you can be the most loyal person in the world and have zero like physical connection. That's not going to work. So I think like a good combination of the two, like pairing them together is obviously ideal. But I would 100% agree with you if Johnny didn't fuck up. Like it's almost like that's what makes me think he's playing the game a little bit, but it just kills me. I don't know.
But I think it was a bad move if he's going to go fuck some chick over at Casa Amor if he wants to win the game.
Exactly. No, I know, but that's what I mean. Like when I say playing the game, like with Sally prior to going in there.
Well, I mean, like if he was to play the game, he should have been like not just touching anybody, like no, and then Mackenzie being like, oh, he wanted me so badly, but like he's totally just playing the game, like he's trying to be a good boy, but like I know he's a bad boy. You know what I mean? Like that would be in my head him playing the game, but the fact that he went through it just means that he's an idiot to me. True what I said about Justine and her family. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a factor as to not wanting to get too intimate. And I understand that it could be personal, and you know
yeah, it's a lot. My dad would flip his shit if he saw me on a show like that.
It's just so awkward. Jacob says the boys could have voted for Cher. I would have wanted to see what Carrington would do if Laurel left, if she would have risked leaving for him.
He would have left.
You think Carrington would have left?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess there might not be that many opportunities for any more girls to come in, so he might want to do that, but I don't know if he'd leave.
I just see
he loves his boyfriend, like his guy friends, his bro. So
he's a boy.
But I would have wanted him to. Cliffham says, "Are they bringing the parents or friends in this season?" I doubt it, just because of COVID. They might do like a Zoom call with the family, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because we can't even really travel right now, especially in America. Like, COVID's not even really happening. I mean, we can travel, but
because then they would have to travel. They had to quarantine unless they're quarantined right now, and then
that's a lot, though. That's a lot to ask of two
family.
parents who are probably still working, hopefully still working.
So yeah, I don't know. Praisel says, I think that we all love JLo together, but there's definitely something off, and I can't put my hands on it. Exactly. It doesn't feel as natural. Exactly. I'm with you, Praisel. And I love them. I really want them to do well, but there's just a little, you know, it's close. It's close, but
No.
just a little bit there. Zavami says, but Johnny is,
I think comfy.
Oh, comfy with everybody. I don't know about, well, I guess like Mercedes, yeah, it's like a little bit. I don't know. I've said it a gazillion times. I like them. I just don't know if they're fully what I would want to see in a couple. I like them exploring it. I want to see them do well. I want them to win even. But I'm just wondering if that little film or that little like thing that's just a teeny little bit off might prevent them from winning. Right now, though, they're like front runners to win, hands down, no matter what. Who knows what might happen between the other couples? Like Laura and Carrington might start gaining some points. And yeah. Johnny can win her back somehow. I don't know what he could do, but like he would have to like basically propose to her. That's it. Jake One says, I don't think so because the Islanders were quarantined for 2 months before going to the villa, so the parents would probably not be there. Yeah. It's also really expensive. Also, these are older people most likely to come stay for 2 weeks in a hotel to come for like a day to visit their kids. I just don't think so in this climate. So I think it's going to be a Zoom call.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they haven't been watching the whole time.
And they've had Zoom calls with parents before. I think parents maybe that couldn't travel or come all the way to Spain. So it's not completely out of the ordinary.
It's still nerve-wracking, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yes. Sitting like, hi, so nice to meet you. Oh my God, Sally's brothers, freaking better let them have it.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't see how they're going to get out of this.
Any last questions, guys? Thanks for chatting with us. We decided to squeeze up. It wasn't 4 hours, Shaquan, so we did it in 2:06. We will definitely be doing a recap tomorrow about tonight's episode. I cannot wait.
Bring your tea, girl.
Also, if you guys follow the challenge in us, we're watching the duel right now, so we'll be recapping episode 11 and 12 tomorrow. If you guys want to hop on, we'll probably be coming on maybe at noon. Definitely in the afternoon sometime tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to do it before I do Love Island or after, so it's going to be around afternoon, between 12 and 4 most likely. We'll do the challenge if you want to hop on and hang out with that. Watch with us the duel, which is like one of the best, I think, seasons from old school, the challenge that there is. I think it just has everything that you could really ask for. So want something to do? Catch up on that. They're only 20-minute episodes, so you can probably catch up to us if you want, like pretty quickly. Thanks, was nice. See you tomorrow. Bye, Divine. Nice to meet you.
Bye, Divine. Subscribe.
We usually go live at around 2 p.m., but we'll say between 2 and 4 p.m., generally speaking, we'll go live for Love Island. So we'll see you tomorrow.
2 p.m. Eastern time.
Eastern, yes, always Eastern. Nobody does Pacific. It's always Eastern. That's the standard. It's New York.
It's 11 a.m. for me.
No, I know, but I'm saying is that
it's Pacific Standard Time for me.
When we talk about time zones, generally speaking, we're talking about New York. You know, like that usually sets the precedence of time. Other than obviously GMT and Zulu time, like other than that.
Spoken like a true East Coaster.
Who cares about the past? We're living in the future. like 11 a.m. already happened.
True.
So yes, we love chatting with you. You know this. Please share this with your friends. I love you, Jaquan. We both love you 100%. Enjoy myself. Peace and blessings. Be great. Thank you, Jaquan. Peace to you too, Glyphim. It's 16:20 for you. Where? Oh yeah, me too. Well,
it's 13:22 for me.
It's definitely 16:20 for me as well, Divine. I actually usually do use 24-hour clock because I worked as a flight attendant and I lived in Montreal. In both places were always 24-hour clocks. So
yeah, all my clocks are 14 hours or 24-hour nursing and ish, you know.
I mean, and just you can be clear. Like
yeah, like I don't have to say like 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. It's like either 1500 or 0300.
Exactly. I'm with you there. Eastern Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time.
So are you working on anything right now that you want to pitch or plug for anybody that's still hanging out with us?
You guys can watch me do a mini sequester on October 7th. It's Northern California versus Southern California. I will be representing Northern California.
So if you guys have never played Sequester, I played before. It's kind of like an online reality game with Audrey Middleton. She was on Big Brother 17, and so she developed her own online game. She does have a live version of Sequester, but obviously that hasn't been happening because of COVID. So it's been really blowing up. And so I played one about a month ago, and Brazil and is going to be playing one. So I actually will probably do a live stream with some of our friends to watch her game and have a live stream commentary as to what's going on. And so with Sequester, you're basically looking at different chat rooms of people's games, and there's different strategies on how to vote people off so that you'll get the game mechanics. And yeah, so take a look at Sequester, sequesteraccess.com. You can see maybe past games. If you're looking for the game I played Astrological Warfare. So you can probably find that and take a little watch-see, learn how to watch Sequester, and then you can join me in critiquing.
No!
only love Brazil's game. So I'm excited to watch her play. It's fun to see somebody brand new play Sequester because, you know, it's just very different from anything really we've ever done. So
yeah,
reality TV, reality games, and so it's a good one just to give a go, give a try.
I'm super excited.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So please subscribe to Reality Realness with 3 S's on YouTube. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and if we can get there super fast, that would be super awesome. So I don't know. Can we do it in a month? Can we get to 1,000 subscribers in 1 month? Can we make that?
I don't think that's out of the question. I think we should do it.
I mean, yeah. So let's do that. Let's be on the path. So right today is what? September 18th. So by October 18th, let's try and get to 1,000 subscribers on Reality Realness so that I can start going and asking, you know, if you guys like Ika Wong. She's someone that answers tweets and she's very like involved in the community. So she might come on and chat. I would
Janelle loves Love Island. Janelle,
I mean, that might be a bit of
a girl can dream.
I can try. I'll try anything. So at 1,000, I will start asking awesome reality television celebrities to come and chat with us so you guys can get an opportunity to ask your questions to some of these awesome people. So 1,000 subscribers by October 18th. That is the mission. You can also find me at Reality Realness with 3 S's on Instagram and Twitter without the second E, and at ShanFranFran on Instagram, and at Shan___Fran on the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Final thoughts?
Team Justine, Team Jaleb, forever.
I love them, but I just don't know if they've got the heat.
Team Jaleb.
I'm hoping for them. I got my fingers crossed.
Bye, you guys. Come see us tomorrow. We love you all.